Hi, it's Anthony from Agenzia. Today I've got a special guest with us, Girgis, a good friend of ours at Agenzia. Girgis is the head of sales for Vogue Homes, one of our preferred partners. Hi Girgis, how you going?
Hello Anthony, thanks for having me on board.
That's it. So your debut, first podcast today.
Yes, It's very exciting. I'm very nervous. This is my first time, so I don't know what to expect. But
no, there's nothing
we're here.
There's nothing to be nervous of. It's just us picking your brain and having a bit of a chat and try and get some of your wisdom out, expertise in the home building space. So.
No problem. So I hope I can help.
Yeah, great. So to start off, I guess, do you want to give us a little bit of an intro on your background and how you've got to this point of in time, I guess, and that'll be good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm actually an engineer by background, so I did engineering and finance at university. Then went into programming, worked for as a programmer for a few years, and I decided that's not for me. Went from there, worked for a management consulting company. Started working with businesses and eventually got introduced to real estate. I've been investing in real estate now probably for over a decade, and it's always been something that I've really enjoyed and loved. Probably about over 5 years ago, I got approached as head of sales for a different builder. Joined that, and I've never looked back. I absolutely love building. I love constructing homes. I love helping people get into their first home, second home, and bringing their dreams pretty much through. So, in my view, there are two fundamental needs to people. One is food, and the other one is shelter. And I'm very lucky to be in one of them. So, I wouldn't imagine myself anywhere.
That's it. You didn't want to be a chef?
No, I don't think that much of a cook. My wife will tell you.
You burn toast?
Yeah, that's right. I don't even know where it is.
That's it. Lucky for your wife, huh?
No, that's right. I'm very lucky to have her.
Oh, good.
No, good.
So, might as well jump straight into it. So, obviously, there's a lot of things to be aware of. It's not straightforward when shopping for a house and land package or a custom home build or whatever it may be. So what are some of the pitfalls, I guess, that a first home buyer may experience or even a second home buyer? And how are you doing things differently at Vogue?
Yeah, no, of course. Buying a home or looking at building a brand new home is a very complex process. You can't really go about it like you are buying a car or buying a mobile phone or a laptop. So there are a lot of variables that you've got to take into account. And your approach, whether if you're a first home buyer versus a second home buyer, is very different because what's important to you is very different to the next person. But generalizing, if you're a first home buyer and you're looking, there are multiple ways to enter the market. You can buy a block of land and then find a builder to build on it. That can be very lengthy process. An easier way to do it is if you look at buying a house and land, but all that also is a very complicated process. It's not very easy. The best way to go about it is first identify where you want to live. So you go, okay, do I want to live in the northwest, in the southwest, in Austral? Where do I want to live? Where do I work? Where do I want to send my kids? All of that stuff. Once the location is sorted, the next big decision is which builder do I want to deal with? Because any builder can build any design. So a lot of people would go, well, I fell in love with that design. I don't really care about who's building it. I'm just going to go with them. But that's probably one of the biggest pitfalls, if you like, because there are probably over 4,000 or 5,000 builder licenses out there. The last time I checked, it's probably more. But you want to be dealing with a reputable builder because you're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars, obviously, as you know, and you don't want to be building with someone who's going to give you a price and then charge you more later. And that's probably another area where a lot of people fall for it. They'll go, well, this builder is given to me for 600,000, this builder for 650. I'll go with the 600. Little do they know, it's not a fixed price. So a big thing and a must is that whenever you're buying a house or land, if it's not fixed, don't even touch it. Don't even come near it because you will pay for it. and I can give you many, many examples without mentioning builder names, other builders. But it's a big problem in our industry.
Yeah, so obviously there's unforeseen variations that you can be hit with at the end if it's not fixed price. I know that we've had a couple of clients that were shopping around with other builders, and Nathan, that works as part of your team, sort of highlighted some issues in the build contracts where, as you mentioned, that if it's not fully fixed price, even though it looks good up front, that the final price is actually may far exceed what this, like in this case you gave me 650, it may go above that.
100%. It's not so much unforeseen because the builder, when we're selling house or land, it's our moral responsibility to give you a fixed house or land package price. So if I'm sourcing you the land, I'm getting you the land, it's my responsibility. I would go even ethically to make sure if I'm giving you a price, it's a fixed price. I'm not getting you to come in, and I know that there's going to be another $50,000 in extra cost later, and that's a very common practice. So it's very, very. It's not a very easy process for a first home buyer to sort of ascertain which builder is giving them a fixed price and which isn't. And there is a way to go about it to identify that, but you're absolutely right. It's if you're buying a house or land, if it's not in writing, don't take what the consultant tells you, don't take what the sales manager tells you, don't take what even the builder tells you. If it's not in writing and it doesn't say it's fixed, don't buy it. It's not worth the risk. It doesn't matter how good it is. I know people have got charged 50 grand, 100 grand. I've got a friend of mine who built with a reputable builder, and she ended up spending over 200 grand in variations because her site was really slopey and she had all these problems, and the builder just didn't even bother to do all the investigations up front. So it's imperative that you work with a builder that will tell you what's included, what is not included. If it's a fixed price, it is fixed. If it's not a fixed price, they need to tell you upfront what is not fixed about it. So then there's no ambiguity. It's just white and black. There's no grey area where they can smash you later.
Yeah, especially for someone that's inexperienced.
100%.
It's just, but do you ever find that you have, even as much as you try to educate the client and tell them of these things that they should be looking for, that they're still going to, the low ticket price and marketing, that they still don't take your advice? Do you ever find that?
Mate, that happens all the time. I suppose the general, what's happening in the marketplace, a lot of people come in, they go, look, we know builders are going to smash us. So what they do is they budget in $50,000 anyway, or whatever the ticket that they're allocating, and they go, even if my budget is $650 and I get it at $600, I'm going to get smashed. So if I get to $650, I'm okay. But then if the other builder is charging the $650 and it is fixed, they'll go, no, he's going to charge me up to $700. So there's all this general negativity with it, and rightly so. I mean, we don't, as a building industry, we've got to bring our game up a little bit and do things a little bit different. We're in an information age. I was reading a piece of research somewhere, and it was saying that people spend up to probably the best part of 70% of their building journey researching before they even start talking to us. Now, that's an enormous amount of information that people go through. So it's an overwhelming process for people to try and decide which builder to choose, which design to choose, what inclusions, which block, should I do a knockdown rebuild? Like, there is an enormous amount of, or number of decisions that they have to make, right? So, but add to that all the debate pricing that not all builders do this, but some do, and that is, and I'm very outspoken about it. I don't hold back because it's not right. I wouldn't want this on my family. I wouldn't want my kid or my cousin or any family member or even myself to get hit with variations later. Especially when they could have investigated up front. So why would I do that to other people? So this is exactly our approach at Vogue Homes. Once we give you a price, it's fixed. And if we can't fix it, we'll tell you up front, and we'll give you your money back. And this is in the case of a knockdown rebuild. If there are things that we can't fix, we'll tell you up front. If you don't like it, we'll give you all the reports. We'll give you all your money back, so there's no harm done. With house and land, it's fixed price. It doesn't matter what it is. It's a fixed price, and we stick by it.
And then also fully turnkey
It's
as
a
well.
fully
yeah.
turnkey. The only thing we don't include, turnkey again is used very loosely in our industry. Everybody has their own definition, but the only thing we don't include is fencing. Because you get to share that with your neighbours, so you don't want the builder to. I mean, you can, but then you're going to have to chase your neighbours, and that's something a builder will never do. So we leave it with you and your neighbours, but everything else we include between high ceilings, stone, blinds, fly screens, even a potty at the backyard. We include that because the way we look at our designs and our inclusions, we go: if I was going to live in this home, how do I want it to look like? How will I live there? Will I put my family there? And that's how we look at all our designs, all our inclusions, all our entire approach.
So it's basically set and forget, and
Pretty much.
basically a client comes in, upon completion, they can move straight in.
100%.
Nothing else required.
Yeah, none of this, I see a lot of builders, they will say it's turnkey and then they will limit the number of LED lights to 10. Well, what if I needed 20 in my house? Okay, well, are you going to get charged more? Yeah, but it's your floor plan. You should know this. You have an ethical and moral responsibility to know this. So we just go, it's LED lights throughout your ground floor. It's, oyster lights, whatever the inclusions are. Blinds are everywhere, The areas we don't include will be specific. We don't include it in wet areas for obvious reasons. So unless the builder is really specific in their inclusions, don't even bother. That's a red flag to me.
Do you find through your ethical approach that you get a better sort of referrals or brand awareness by people like you said, if you're going to be hit up with variations, it's going to be a horrible process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you find that through taking this approach and it's for the greater good of the client, that you get clients referring friends, family?
Yeah, 100%. Most of our businesses actually, we've got clients coming from 5 years ago building it with us again. We've got parents, we've got their kids building with us again. Our reputation is really important to us. So, and that's evident to the fact that a lot of our business is referral, whether they repeat business or they refer friends and family. I mean, you look at our product review, we're a 4.9 out of 5, so very proud of that. As a major builder in New South Wales, it's not an easy process to try and get that sort of score, but they're all genuine clients. We give even new clients referrals to go and talk to them because you want to talk to other clients. It's not good for me to tell you we're really good. Just speak to other clients and make a decision for yourself.
Beautiful. You mentioned that the last few months have been stimulated by the Home Builder Grant, and you had a great month last month.
Yeah.
How do you see the landscape changing? Obviously, we're moving into the expiry date, which is December of the grant. There's not a lot of registered lands at the moment left. A lot of the blocks that you've advised are due for registration from July to September next year.
Yeah.
You might obviously get some unicorns, which is a couple blocks here and there.
Yeah.
How do you? How are you've still made some good sales this month. You mentioned, but how does that change your approach? I guess we're so far out. Obviously, it may give clients extra time to save with the land being so far out. But what do you feel may happen next?
Well, a couple of things. Home builder has been really good for our industry, right? Especially with the COVID and what's been happening. I think the government, in retrospect, could have done a little bit better with the timelines, because to get it from contract signing to being basically commencing on site within 3 months is absolutely ridiculous, because it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to just get approvals within CDC, and even if you expedite it 6 weeks, by the time then you got to add to that the banks, and the banks at the moment are taking their time, and if they take another 6 or 8 weeks, or I'm not a mortgage broker, but we've been seeing incredible sort of delays in that respect. So that has basically made it a little bit hard for people, and I see there's going to be probably a problem early next year. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't see how a lot of builders would get there. We've got our processes down pat to expedite that and be able to be on site. But I know a lot of builders in our industry are going to struggle, and rightly so. And I actually can see that. So I'm hoping that there will be some half-decent extensions. We've got some developers who have delayed the land registration because of the bad weather we've been getting, or delays with councils or other stuff. So that all adds to that. But mate, from a home builder perspective, it's been a great incentive for first home buyers to enter the market. I mean, 25,000 is a lot of money, and it's been good. And we've had a crazy, probably 4 or 5 months now since it's come on board, and I suspect a lot of builders would have had the same. I mean, which has been great. I'm hoping they'll continue it next year. I highly doubt it. I know the 5% scheme is continuing for another 10,000 until next year, mid next year. From
first time loan deposit scheme, that is. Yeah,
that's right. So that will be a really good stimulator for first home buyers. What next year looks like, I wish I have a crystal ball, but I know that from Vogue Homes' perspective, we're very committed. We've got a fantastic team. We've got a great attitude, and just our value system in terms of providing a fixed price, upfront, transparent, no more to pay later. I think that will help us in the long term and will enable us to grow our business and help more families into their homes.
Yeah, beautiful. What's the aim, I guess, is have growth-wise in the next 12 months?
In the next 12 months, we're probably going to be around that 300 homes a year. We're already well into that already. So that's conservatively, which probably puts us in the top 100 builders in New South Wales very comfortably from a numbers perspective, which is very exciting. Long term, we want to be the biggest builder in Australia. That's our ambition. But we've got the right people, we've got the right attitude and the right approach, and hopefully we'll get there.
Oh, great. So obviously doing 300 homes a year, you've got good buying power on materials, and you've got all your trades, so you're able to still, or produce a very competitive product.
100%. I mean, doing volumes, the more volume you do, obviously, the more power you get. But we don't just always go for the cheapest, or we don't squeeze our suppliers and trades just to get the cheapest. We want also quality, because we understand that we want to build a home and we don't really want to go back and fix it. That's our attitude. But having said that, it's a home, right? And it moves, and there will always be little bits and pieces. But our attitude is that if you're going to do it right. And if we have to go back and fix it, as minimum as possible, because it's also an inconvenience for families, right? We actually extend the standard maintenance period is 90 days. Our maintenance period is 180 days. And that just shows you our level of confidence with our builds and the quality of the people we use. So with us, it's not all about just buying power. It's about buying power, but also it's about getting quality trades, quality suppliers on board. And we're just not going to do a crappy job. We just refuse to do it. Yeah.
It just becomes a headache in the long run,
100%,
going back, and you'd rather just focus on building new homes rather than going back to...
And not creating a headache for people to come back. Like, I hear stories. I've got friends who built with other builders, and 12 months later, they still haven't gone back to fix a problem. Yeah. We get sometimes calls from 8 years ago. They go, I don't know if it's still in warranty, but I have a little crack here. Can you come and fix it? We go, yeah, no problems. When we go back and fix it, it'll be a small thing. It'll take us like a couple of hours and it's done. So we don't have to, but we do it because it's our brand. We want people to be happy. And we want to make sure whatever we're building stands the test of time.
Well, it sounds of things, it's all about the customer.
It has to be, mate. It has to be. I mean, you go buy a coffee for $10 or $5, and they wait on you. They come, that's right. But they come to you. They take your order, and for $5, people come to us and they want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. So the least we can do is. The whole process has to be about them, not about the builder. And any builder that has that attitude shouldn't be a builder, shouldn't be in this business. It's not. It has to be about the client, and it throughout the business.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So outside of obviously what you're doing with Vogue, I know you've got your own blog, and you were discussing it briefly before. Do you want to just give us a rundown on that and how you're helping people?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got a personal blog. It's called landproperty.com.au. I actually created it because when I first started, I had no idea, like most people, right? And I built with a couple of builders, and I got smashed with variations, and it wasn't a very nice feeling, right? And it was very stressful. It was stressful for my family. It was stressful for my wife, especially. It was an every night dinner conversation. And that stuff stays with you, right? So I thought, while I work for Vogue Homes and it's a great company, I wouldn't work for any other builder, because you spend 80% of your time, your life with a company, so it's got to be the right company. So,
How long have you been with Vogue for now?
13 months now.
Yeah.
So it's been an absolute pleasure working there. I love the team. I would build with them any day of the week, because it's just the value system that they have. It's all about family, integrity, loyalty. It's all around family, and it's all about doing the right thing. And I couldn't ask for anything more.
Obviously, it's a family-owned business.
Yes, absolutely. We've been in business for 38 years. We're a family of developers, land developers, and builders. We build townhouses, houses, custom homes, home and land, a whole bunch of stuff. We develop land, our own land as well. We have a large holdings of land throughout Sydney to be able to do the house and land or otherwise. So we're very well reputable. We've been around for a long time, and we're probably one of the fastest growing companies that I know. Anyway, so no, it's been great. The blog that I created was all around helping people make better decisions. Whether with Vogue or otherwise, it's the way I created it and the way I continue to contribute to it is that it's all about the customer. So when you're making a decision, you got to make sure that you're considering all the different variables or the ingredients that go into building a family home, regardless of which builder you go with. So it talks a whole lot about what to look out for, what are the things you need to have in place before making a decision. Because while Vogue is a really good builder and we're a great builder, that's why I work for them, there's still a lot of good builders out there, really good builders. And to sort of try and just sort through the crap, if you like, to find a good one, you need to have the right ingredients and the right tools in your tool belt to make a good and a more informed decision. And hopefully the blog is helping some people out there with making better decisions. That's all it's about.
So how do you come up with new content? Is that just through daily
interactions with customers, mate?
And what they're seeing from
100%
elsewhere and giving you feedback, and then
That's right. We interact with hundreds of people on a monthly basis. So we sort of collate all that information, go, okay, what are the questions they're asking, what is it that they're looking at, and then I just write about that to make sure people understand, or at least give them some tools to help them make a better decision. It's not absolute. It's just an opinion, but it's opinion that's based on a number of years of experience and intimate knowledge of the industry, and having gone through the building process myself a few times and managed it's just a different point of view of the world.
That's it. No, it's good to see that someone's trying to help educate from more angles, I guess, on the build process, and even from the supply side of things. It's the values that you and Vogue offer to the clients is really commendable.
No, thank you, mate. Thank you. We'll try. No, we try. It's all about the customer. It really is.
That's it. Well, perfect. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I just want to say thanks. I mean, this, as I said, this is my very first podcast, and I'm excited to be able to help, and I very much appreciate you inviting me along to help you with it.
This is good for us to help educate our first home buyers as well. It's definitely been very useful, but there'll be many more opportunities if you're up for it.
If I'm as long as I'm helping, absolutely, not a problem.
We'll share it with across to your blog, and
good. Sounds like a plan.
Help as long as we help people. That's the main thing.
100%. Of course.
Good. No worries. Well, thanks for your time, Girgis. I look forward to doing more business with you as well, and working together and. Pull in the same direction. So, once again, thanks for your time.
No, likewise, mate. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
Good man. Cheers.